the last time coming in tonight, they had 21 or more, and one at home was week 1. They got 22, and one of that was a pick 6. The offense wasn't great. They were good enough, however, to get it done. And Denver, you better play from ahead because Vic Fangio now 1-21 as head coach when trailing at the half, and Teddy Bridgewater 0-18 trailing at the half in his career. You need to play from ahead if you're Denver. Chiefs cover the spread, getting 8.5, and the under came in. By the way, our wagers, Kenny White, Jonathan Jones, and yours truly all said take the under. BMAC said take the Chiefs. That's called 5-0. That's called a perfect slate. That's why you watch us. All right, longest active win streak. And you know, that's a divisional thing, so basically 6 years. That Eagles-Jets, that's all time.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, the Eagles have never lost to the Jets. I mean, come on, you can't lose a dozen straight.
The Jets are here twice.
That's not good. That's not good.
They were here twice.
You know what? They may have the next 4, too, for all we know. We just ran out of room. And plus, we don't want to embarrass the Jet fans. It's a good fan base.
Oh, boy.
CBS Sports HQ presented by Honda. Determination powers us in everything we do. All right, Kansas City gets it done. But I feel a little unsatisfied, right? I mean, this wasn't – I mean, how do you feel about the Chiefs, B-Mac?
I feel good about their defense because they have improved. Remember, that was the Achilles heel for this team in the first month and a half of the season, and all of a sudden they're starting to play better football. You know, becoming more opportunistic. Are they getting healthy? And they actually put Pat Mahomes and the offense on their back, and they led them to a huge big-time win. But I have my concerns with their offense. And what I'm seeing from Pat Mahomes, I don't think he's seeing the football field well, and they don't have an identity. Once upon a time, it was about Pat Mahomes showcasing his arm, an explosive offense. That was their identity, an offense that can score points from anywhere on the football field at any given time. Right now, they can't do that. Outside of that first drive, we didn't see anything consistent from Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs offense, and that's why I have my concerns with them when it comes to playing against playoff caliber team, because let's keep it real. The Broncos are nowhere close to being able to get into the playoffs. I don't think that will happen.
Really?
They were good enough. The Chiefs were good enough to beat the Broncos. When you look at some of the best teams that we believe will be in the tournament, I don't know if this can get
smoked
the job
the Chargers.
done.
They walked into Dallas and absolutely obliterated the Cowboys. I mean, they're not
Every
as good as
now
Kansas
and
City.
then, a dog will get a bone.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yes.
I get it. All right. JJ, what's your level of concern, and what do you think of Kansas City's offense tonight? I mean, do you feel satisfied if you're a Chiefs fan and you get to check the box, you got to win, but...
Yeah, you do want to be a more impressive win. It's hard to win in the NFL, all the cliches, blah, 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 right? But for me, I look at this and, you know, they just beat the Dallas Cowboys before their bye week. They beat the Vegas Raiders. They beat the Green Bay Packers without Aaron Rodgers. In week 1, they beat a healthy Cleveland Browns team. They beat the Washington football team a couple of months ago. Like, they're beating either legitimate playoff teams in the case of the Dallas Cowboys or fringe playoff teams in the cases of a number of teams that I just mentioned there. So, yeah, this defense is playing better. But here's the thing about the Kansas City Chiefs, and we saw it all last year. They play close games a lot of times against teams that aren't on their level. They like to beat themselves sometimes, and they're going to make some mistakes. This year, it's sort of manifesting itself as the interceptions for Patrick Mahomes, and more specifically, the tipped interceptions from his wide receivers. Maybe he's doing too much. Maybe they're not hauling in the passes. Maybe it's a little bit of both sometimes. But I'm not overly concerned.
How much of this, JJ, is you've talked about this and you've broken it down, that they've played a certain kind of defense against the Chiefs that has frustrated them? Is this as simple as they figured out the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have yet to adjust back in this league of adjustments, as we call it?
I think when you mention, and the right word there is frustrated, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, they are frustrated. And what Andy Reid, what Eric Bieniemy, what that group there has been stressing to Patrick Mahomes, when they play the too high safety look, just keep taking what the defense gives you, and ultimately, the defense is going to get tired of it, and that's when you hit them with the big play. That is the moment. And they haven't figured out when that moment exactly is. They did not figure that out tonight against the Denver Broncos, but frankly, they didn't need to figure it out because their defense did enough for them to stay in front throughout the whole night. A 20-play drive that gets 0 points. Daniel Sorensen pick 6. Those things that happened, they didn't need that big play ultimately, so I'm okay with it.
Feels like the defense is playing a little over their head and the offense is playing a little under their class. And I wonder what's going to switch first. Like, what's going to regress back to the back of the baseball card, as we like to say? Is the Chiefs' offense going to get it figured out, or is the defense going to not give up 11 points a game during this 5-game win streak? Because if the offense doesn't figure it out and the defense regresses back, Kansas City, I mean, they're just another team at that point in time. But if the offense figures it out, they're the best team going. And you see the remaining schedule, a couple of division games. Then they got the Steelers coming into Arrowhead. And basically, it's 3 division games and 2 games against the AFC North. So all AFC the rest of the way. 3 division games, 2 on the road in Denver and in LA. Okay, a little true-false for you. Kansas City is the best team in the AFC. Not as good as anybody. They are the best team in the AFC. True or false, B-Mac?
False.
Okay. False. You want to tell me why? You want to give me a team that's better?
Because I don't trust their offense right now. Their offense can't run the football.
All right, so who it is?
They don't want
I was
to
telling
run
you,
the football.
in my family, you cannot complain without a solution.
My solution
right?
is,
so
okay.
You're saying, I don't believe in it.
Right now, before we see what happens on Monday night, I think the best team is the New England Patriots, and here's why. I love their defense. Their defense has been one of the more consistent defenses in the National Football League. And they have a quarterback that's playing smart, sound football. He's not putting on the cape and trying to be a superhero. He's put on his glasses, and he's just doing what he's supposed to do in a
Clark
clean.
Kent?
No question, he's Clark Kent. You don't have to be Superman when you look at the players that are surrounding him. And not to mention, they have an identity. They can run the football against any opposing defensive team they face, and they will see. And they can play bully ball. So when you look at how well their defense has been playing, when you look at the expectation, exceeding the expectation from the rookie quarterback Mac Jones, and the way they're running the football, oh, by the way, their staff, the experience they have in Belichick, I think right now the best team is the Patriots. And I'm not just saying that because they have the number 1 spot. They have been playing the best football in the AFC the last 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, and plus, we don't believe right now in the Titans or Ravens, like, wow, they are every bit what their record is. Yeah. I'm not saying who has been the best team over the course of the 13 weeks. I'm saying right now, is Kansas City the best team? I have a vote for no. Can I get a yes vote?
Kansas City's the best team in the AFC right now. I do believe that. That's not projecting off into the future. That's saying right now. I think if you roll the football out there and you play the Kansas City Chiefs against the New England Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs would win that football game. And I'm based that off of the recent play. No, has Kansas City looked all that impressive, but they have played better opponents and won those games. They crushed the Vegas Raiders 3 weeks ago. They beat the Dallas Cowboys 2 weeks ago before the bye. They played an ugly game against the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos have 6 wins on the season. And I look at the New England Patriots, and in their 6 straight wins, they've beaten the Jets, the Chargers, a legitimate win against the Chargers. They beat the Panthers, the Browns, the Falcons, and a banged-up Tennessee Titans team. So the Chargers is the best win. And frankly, it's a win that the Kansas City Chiefs do not yet have. They can get that win on Thursday Night Football in a couple of weeks. But if you look at the wins, because that is all that matters. Can you win football games? Because the Kansas City Chiefs didn't get style points last year. They won some ugly football games that I think we might be forgetting after how crazy the past year and a half has been. They won ugly football. They're winning ugly football games right now, and they made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, look, the last time they scored more than 22 points at home and won was week 1. I mean, they got 22 tonight. This is their second most, and it was a defensive touchdown.
Yeah,
they didn't look great. I mean, it's just not awesome on offense in terms of results. Patrick Mahomes, back-to-back games without a touchdown pass for the first time in his career. But you know what they did do? They checked the box. They got a win, and now they're on a win streak, and they're 8-4. Part of the reason is because you know this. You know, and Andy Reid off a bye. 87% of the time works every time. He's 20-3. And, you know, I know you see the other 2 names at 79%. But he's basically, they got to go 9-0 to catch him.
Nobody's like him.
I mean, he's just incredible. Whatever he's doing in the bye week, you should do. However many cheeseburgers he wants to go eat, go with him.
And they ask him. They ask him all the time, and he says, well, you know, I don't know. He has a secret, and he's not given the recipe.
Look at the most important stat, 15-7-1 ATS.
Yep, look at you. And they covered tonight as well, and our show was perfect in our selections.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.